racing experience. Wow, racing maps await you. The new racing template is online. Create your racetrack gameplay. Navigate the forest racetrack. Unleash your racing passion. Surpass your opponents. Become the king of speed. Unlimited speed. Ignite your passion for speed. Play WoW now.
The world converges. The race to be the one begins. The 2025 PUBG Mobile Global Championship will be held in Bangkok, Thailand from November 24th to December 14th. The ultimate stage where legends are forged and champions are crowned. Let's dive into this year's updated format. The journey starts with the Gauntlet, a high-stakes 3-day stage where momentum and pressure peak from day one. The top 7 advance directly to the grand finals. Teams ranked 8 through 16 head to the group stage. Also new, Rondo replaces Sandhawk in the map rotation, starting each match day. After the Gauntlet, the PMGC continues with Group Green from November 28th to the 30th and Group Red from December 2nd to the 4th. 32 teams are split into 2 groups of 16. In the group stage, the mission is simple. Finish in the top 3 of your group to secure a spot in the grand finals. Place 4 through 11 and you get one last chance to stay in the fight. Land in the bottom 5 and you're eliminated. Once the groups are over, the final 2 grand final spots are determined in the last chance stage. 16 teams compete over 2 days on December 6th and 7th with no room for error. Only the top 2 keep their dream alive. After the PMGC League concludes, it's time for the final fight. The grand finals, the best of the best. 16 PUBG Mobile teams, including the host country, invite. Prove they are the one. The epic conclusion takes place from December 12th to the 14th. Who will rise on the road to glory, claim the crown, and take the lion's share of $3 million prize pool? Who will write their names in history? The journey to greatness begins here. Welcome to the 2025 PUBG Mobile Global Championship.
I think he has a wife and a kid and he doesn't want to tell us.
Maybe.
What was the question again?
Who always die first but then someone else?
Oh yeah, it's me.
Who has the best end but the worst decision making?
yeah, it's definitely him. Worst decision making.
Who panics the fastest in a messy fight?
Yeah. I don't think any of us panic.
Yeah.
I'll say this.
Wait, explain yourself.
If someone is gonna need himself in a fight, it's one of these two.
Explain why me. Because you don't do anything.
Who never listens to the IGL but still survives somehow?
I mean, it's good, no?
Sometimes it's good.
Who talks the most during game, even unnecessary things?
Not unnecessary things. I only talk necessary things. Right?
Who complains the most?
This
Both
guy.
of them.
Yeah,
Come
both
on.
of them.
No. I used to think I complain the most, but he's more than me.
There's a lot to complain, so.
Take the longest to wake up in the morning.
He doesn't even wake up in the morning.
Who's the most during the team meal?
One of these two.
No, this guy, bro.
This guy.
This guy is a beast, man. If you have food left over, you just give it to him.
Who is the most hygiene person?
I would say him. He always put his cream, hand cream for the games.
Oh, hand cream is just so my hand's smooth.
Who usually gets distracted in life or in game?
Distracted?
Yeah.
His girlfriend always distracted.
He doesn't miss one game each stream.
Bye bye. See you next time. Thank you for watching.
Onları çok vurduk grup aşamasında.
Biz olmadığımız için bence çıkma ihtimalleri çok yüksek. Soru geliyor. Merhabalar, ben Regun Karadan Saylas.
Ben de Reklim Paris Spor'tan Loxi.
ครับผมโมเมนต์จากทีมเอียรีนาครับผมเทอร์นิเคครับจากเอียรีนาครับ
Hepiniz hoş geldiniz. Bugün PMGC Last Chance Prediction yapacağız. Evet, ilk takımımız Wolves Esports. Umarım iyi yaparlar. Sevdiğim insanlar var orada.
Bence 5'e koy ya. 5-6.
รู้กว่า10
Team Clash. Bence ilk iki potansiyelleri çok yüksek. Ben 3'e koyacağım onları. Ya da 4'e koyacağım.
My friend
IC ilk ikiye gireceklerini ben düşünüyorum ama çok fazla güçlü takımlar. Ben onları 6'ya koymak istiyorum.
I see ไม่ระหว่างนี่ระหว่างไม่ชัวร์เอ้ยผมย้ายลูกพี่ดีกว่า
Weibo. Bence aralarında en iyisi o. Ben çıkacaklarına inanıyorum. O yüzden 1'e koyuyorum.
Oho, White Paw Gaming!
เฮ้ยว่ะทุกคนเนี่ยของจริงคิงเอาไว้เลข2ดิเอาไว้ตรงกลางสิไม่อย่างนี้อ๋อโอเค
Genji, sadece Satan'ı biliyorum oradan. 8'e koyuyorum.
เจนจี12ไหมอุ้ยแคมป์นะมีสน
Influence Rage. Bence onlar da iyi. Onlar da ya çıkarlar ya da 3. falan alırlar bence.
Evet.
and F
Blues gene ve Brezilya takımı. Brezilya'nın eğimi bence çok iyi. Ama Brezilya'nın en iyisi değiller.
Archer. Bence grup aşamasında iyi oynadılar.
Alter Ego. Saçmalama.
Ben buraya koy o zaman.
Ben çıkacaklarına inanıyorum ama dediğim gibi yine çok fazla kendini kanıtlamış ve çok iyi takım olduğu için 9'a koyuyorum ben.
เฮ้ยอะไรเฮ้ยนี่เลยโอ้โห
DG.
En son bir tane Myanmar takımını oralara koyunca ne olduğunu biliyor musun?
Ya koyacak bir yer yok, o yüzden buraya koy.
Team Falcon. İlk iki potansiyeli çok yüksek. Rauf'un oyun bilgisinden kaynaklı. Araya koymak istiyorum böyle.
ya
Evet.
Duelens.
Biz olmadığımız için bence çıkma ihtimalleri çok yüksek.
Onları çok vurduk grup aşamasında.
Bu IG ile BG'nin arasına koyuyoruz.
Şuraya koy.
ไม่ได้ว่ะตัวพี่อะ
Türk takımı. Yani yer kalmadığı için en alta koymak da istemiyorum. Bence 16'ya koyalım. Yanlış anlamasınlar. Başaracaksınız yine. Öyle size.
ซับผมคิดว่า8นั่น
Bence 2'yi kimi koyalım biliyor musun?
Bence Falcon 2'ye çekelim. Hayır bak şöyle yapalım.
Ver bana koyayım. INF'nin yakınına koyayım. Soru geliyor.
3ทีมเพราะว่าโค้ชบอกอันนี้มีผลไม่รู้ยังไม่ได้ดูอันนี้ให้เสื้อเอาไว้อันนี้เพื่อนรัก
Bizim sıralamamız bu şekilde. Umarım herhangi bir takım bizi şaşırtmaz. Şaşırsa da herhangi bir şey değişmez bizim için.
ก็อย่าลืมไปพิทิชั่นกันด้วยนะครับเพื่อรับของรางวัลนะครับผม
Görüşmek üzere.
Bye bye.
Bye bye,
BG.
BG.
Bye bye.
บ๊ายบาย
وصلني ضغط اعلامي كثير، الجمهور، الناس صار يقولوا لي وقف اللعبه، خلاص انت لاعب منتهي.
وانه خلاص صراحته ما عنده مجال يقدم اكثر.
دخلت لفريق UF وكنا المرشح الاول لBMBL اوروبا، وكل الناس كانت تدري ان هذا الفريق داخل يفوز، وفعلا كنت اشوف حلمي قدامي بان احنا افضل فريق بالشرق الاوسط وباوروبا ايضا، لين مزحه واحده وقفتني سنه كامله عن الاسبورت.
الصلابة مو بس انك تقوم، الصلابة انك تقوم عشان غيرك.
وهذا هو لازم حمزة يتحمل غلط.
وما كان يعني مبرر ان انا اقول هالكلام كان للاعب هذا، يعني انا فعلا كلامي كان مهين.
اليوم كلمة باند معناتها ان انت خلاص انتهيت اوت، يعني هي تكسر اللي ما يتكسر.
بديت اشوف نور بسيط جدا في هذا الظلام. سنة باند موضوع جدا مؤلم كان، وما كنت متقبل او مستوعب الفكرة اللي صارت، وهذا مو سبب وجهني انا اوقف اللعبة، انا لازم اكمل. خلص الباند سنة كاملة كنت أشتغل وأتدرب. جاء الوقت اللي أنا يكون عندي حصاد للتعب اللي أنا تعبته بالسنة كاملة.
أنا حاسة إنه للحين طفل، حتى جاء الموقف الصعب.
كنا بالرياض مسوين بوت كامب عشان نلعب بي مسل 2025، كانت أهل لكأس العالم. أن الوالد بالمستشفى، أخوي أرسل مسج بالجروب إنه يلا عشان بروح المستشفى عند أبوي، ودريت بالصدفة واتصلت للوالد قلت له أنا راح أرجع الكويت. كنت مشتت كثير، كان عقلي بالكويت وجسمي بالرياض، مستواي نزل بشكل كبير.
قال لا بجي وأصر علي، قلت لا تجي يا أبوي، أنا أبيك ساتان مو ضعيف، أبيك ساتان القوي.
سبحان الله، رب الضارة النافعة، الوالد رجع الحمد لله، رجعت لصحته، وكان هذا دافع لي بأن أنا ما استسلمت، بالعكس طورت من نفسي. بعدين جاء الوقت اللي أنا حسيت أنه لازم أقدم أفضل ما عندي. بي ام اس ال سيزون 2 2025.
هكذا يكتب المجد، هذا ساتان ويبحث عن المجد والانتصارات.
كأن الله كان مخبي لي شيء أعظم بكثير من الأشياء اللي أنا مريت فيها.
من هو الام في بي بقصة ساتان؟
أبوي.
والله يا حمزة يا ابني، يعني اعتمدت على الله ثم عليك للأمانة. أول شغلة يعني كنت أعتبرك طفل، جربتك بالمستشفى، قلت لي جاييك يا أبوي، قلت لك لا تجي. حسيتك أنك وقفت مع أخوانك يعرشون بالبيت، كأني موجود ورجل.
إذا بترجع لبدايتي، يعني لولا الله ثم دعمك وأنك سمحت لي ما كان كملت أنا بهالمجال. في كثير ناس أبهاتهم منعوهم من أن يكملوا وما وصلوا للي أنا وصلت. النعم اللي كثير كنا عايشين فيها فضل الله ثم فضلك. هذا يعني أنا لو سويت آلاف الأشياء نفس هذه مستحيل أرد 1% من يعني الحياة اللي انت عيشنا إياها أو من مواقفك معانا، سواء أنا ولا أخواني.
الحين PUBG صارت يعني عالميا، والله صرت أفتخر فيك. يعني لا جبت لي كاس العالم، أوه هذه هني ولا أحلى منها. الله يوفقك والله يرضى عليك.
الصلابة مو بس انك تقوم، الصلابة انك تقوم عشان غيرك.
racing experience. Wow, racing maps await you. The new racing template is online. Create your racetrack gameplay. Navigate the forest racetrack. Unleash your racing passion. Surpass your opponents. Become the king of speed. Unlimited speed. Ignite your passion for speed. Play WoW now.
Siapa yang mati duluan terus suka nyalain orang lain?
Nih kadang ini kadang. Nih, dua nih.
Siapa yang lootingnya lama, rotasinya juga telat?
Nih, banyak.
Siapa yang paling disiplin dan suka nge-discreet?
Gak ada disiplin, gak ada.
Siapa tukang nge-clutch?
Semua.
Siapa yang ada air jago tapi chemistry-nya jelek?
Siapa ya?
Siapa yang paling bawel?
Yang paling bacot sih dia sih. Paling bacot dia.
Siapa yang paling lucu?
Paling lucu. Aduh. Oh, ini paling lucu nih.
Siapa yang kayak abang-abangan?
Semua abang-abangan. Semua.
Siapa yang paling kayak adik gitu? Kayak orang yang harus menjaga.
Nih, Kripton sama
Moana berdua.
Siapa yang suka
Semua ini ketawa di sana.
Siapa yang bukan komplit?
Gua.
Paling dia lah.
Rosemary.
Siapa yang paling susah bangun tidur?
Rosemary.
Siapa yang makan lebih banyak?
Rian kayaknya deh.
Moana, Rian nih, dua nih.
Siapa yang paling bersih orangnya?
Lupa paling bersih. Paling bersih. Sumpah paling bersih.
Siapa yang paling gampang dan distract?
Siapa yang ada anak-anak ada sih semua rata-rata.
Tadi semuanya ada.
Semua.
Siapa yang paling banyak fans?
Masih Rian.
Itulah kita permainan kita tadi yang kalian udah tonton. Terima kasih banyak dan see you. Kita
My name is Carl77 and I'm playing for Team Falcons. Since 2018 when it came out, I started playing the first day. Maybe like a year after when the PMGC came out, so yeah, I practiced, I tried to get into a competitive team, but I was also like underage, so I couldn't play. To be honest, it's my mother the most, because she supports me and everything, and yeah. She watched more tournaments than I watch, and she knows more players than I do. So yeah, she always pushed me. At the start, like my parents were like, "Nah, finish the school, blah blah." But now they support and they watch even more than me, and they follow the competitive more than me. Yeah, she will be mad, and she will say, "You know, you have to do this, you have to do that. How can you not feel this guy?" Blah blah. I think aim comes by like training. But the thing you cannot get, like by training, is mentality for sure. You just have to be strong in your mind. Like you need to understand that sometimes you need to lose, sometimes you're gonna win. Like most of the times you're gonna lose, but when you win, the wins are gonna come. You actually need to grind and you need to like give your life in this game so you can achieve something. When I joined the team, I had a little bit like problems with communications and this stuff, and they helped me fix it. To be honest, I feel ready, and I think team feel ready as well. Yeah, so the PMSL Europe was our first victory. We put in the hard work and everything, and we are really happy that we won it. Now we are hungry for the PMGC, and we hope we're gonna win it. I want to thank everyone who follows us and supports us. Also, guys, whoever wants to join competitive, you need to keep grinding. You can't stop if you want. And also, yeah, we came here to win, so get ready.
Son iki maçta kalp krizi geçirmiş olabilirim galiba.
Alo. Anneciğim ne yapıyorsun?
Anneciğim. İyiyim bebeğim. Sen ne yapıyorsun?
İyi, ben de çok iyiyim valla. Maçları izledin mi?
Oo, izledim. Ben olur mu? Kalp krizleri geçirdim ben burada. Bana 2'ye çıktınız, ikinci oldunuz, geri 3'e düştünüz, geri 2'ye çıktınız. Ben kalp krizi geçiriyordum yani o sıra. Neyse mutluyum annem. O da diyor ya, 3 gün formayla takıldım.
Vallahi.
Formayla gezdim işin. İş yerinde mi? Resmi atıyor mu iş formada?
İş yerinde de formayla yani şey yaptın değil mi? Formayla gittin.
Evet, evet.
İyi, sen ne yapıyorsun?
İyiyim anneciğim. Özledim seni, sadece seni özledim.
Ben de seni özledim valla.
Aradım, akşam bakmadım hayırlı olsun demek için.
Uyumuşum, bir de uyuyakalmışım.
Ben de dedim kutlamaya mı gittiler, ne yaptılar?
Öyle işte.
Tamam anneciğim.
Tamam.
Seni seviyorum, öpüyorum.
Ben de seni seviyorum, öptüm hadi.
Hadi arkadaşlarına çok çok selam söyle.
Aleykümselam.
Yok canın sağlığı. Bunları da tebrik ettiğimi söyle, ilet hepsine tek tek.
Tamam, aleykümselam. Onların da selamı var sana.
Tamam, aleykümselam anneciğim, hadi görüşürüz.
Hadi görüşürüz, öptüm, bay bay.
We have 8 teams from Group Green, 8 teams from Group Red, 16 elite squads fighting for the last 2 tickets to the Grand Finals. Welcome to the PUBG Mobile Global Championship Last Chance. I'm your stage host, 7WG. Over the next 2 days, every rotation matters. Every fight is a must win. One mistake and their dreams can shatter. 14 teams will go home, 2 will rise above the toughest task in PUBG Mobile's history. This is the last chance.
That's how you start a show, baby. The last chance is here. What's up, everybody? I'm Hot Jukes here with Maxman and Neptura. Guys, 2 teams move forward. 2 teams, 2 days. That's it, Max. How you feeling?
I am feeling so bloody good, Hot Jukes. And you know what? 14 teams after this weekend are not going to be feeling too good, Mr. Stark. They're going to disappear into oblivion. And it's called the airport. Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah, that's the place they want to avoid completely, Neptura, right? I mean, this is the first time we're seeing so many teams be done in just a snap of your fingers, just like that, gone.
And it's not even 3 days. It's not a regular format, Jukes. It's 12 matches, 2 days only to get 2 spots. I'm frankly feeling very nervous for all of the teams because we've seen time and time again, one team just comes in, pops off, and subverts all expectations. So none of these teams have a shoe chance of getting in. That didn't make sense, but we're going to roll with it.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about it during all these previous stages, right? Like, oh, teams can have a few bad games, this and that and the other, right? Here in the last chance, Max, I mean, Seven said it best. 0 mistakes, right? Every game you gotta pop off if you want to make it to the top 2.
Yeah, I mean, you asked us also during the previous stages, right, Hot Jukes, of how many days can you have of bad games? And we said like 1, but now you only have 2 days worth of gameplay. I'm going to say you can have 3 bad games. After that, if you get too many 0-point games, you are out of the top 2 race because it is going to be so competitive at the top, man. This is so unforgiving.
What do you think about that, Neptura? 3 bad games?
You think 3 games?
I
think 1. You get 1 bad game. 1.
But
that's
everyone's
it.
going to have bad games. Everyone has like at least some bad games at the top. So I'm thinking 3 is like
I mean,
a good
yeah, that's
threshold.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by bad game means 5 points, right? I just want to clear.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be crazy, right? Because, I mean, it's only top 2, right? I mean, it was top 7, top 8. Maybe you could breathe a little bit more here, right? These are your participating teams that we're going to see from the different regions. But with top 2, you got to put something on the board, I think, every single game, Neptura.
Yeah, you do. It's going to be really interesting to see because we've seen some big teams go really, really heavy in like the group stages, right, in one day. So like we had APG, for instance, one of the in Group Green that just popped off day 2. And after that, we're untouchable. And that's going to really harm a lot of the other teams' chance because when you have a team that's farming points like that, it's going to be very, very difficult to bounce back from that. So I think a lot of the teams have to really look out for teams that have that potential to do that. And just adjust their thing accordingly, adjust their strategy accordingly.
I mean, look at this lineup, man. You got to say goodbye to 14 of these teams. I don't want to, but do we have a choice, Nibter? Unfortunately, we don't really have, and we're going to have to say goodbye to most of these squads. That's going to be heartbreaking.
Yeah, for sure. So take a look. These are 2 teams we wanted to look at, Neptura, right? The Wolves versus Team Flash. This is the Team Flash's first time at PMGC. And Wolves, some players we've definitely seen here before, but this is their first time as a group. And they performed pretty darn good during the group stage.
They really did. I was so impressed with Team Flash, honestly, to have a team that's not really known to me come out and then go so hard, so heavy, and be so close. Just that final game was the tipping point for them to not make it into the top 3 is really, really heartbreaking for me. So I'm really rooting for them unbiasedly, but I really do hope they do well here because I do think they really deserve to go to finals. It was great for them.
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to try and qualify to the finals, and if they make it, just hot drop E-Arena because they ruined their chances early on to make it to the finals. That would be a funny storyline. But yeah, I would agree. Team Flash looking very impressive here. And looking at Wolves also, America's Hot Jukes NA.
Yes!
Be able to make it here.
Oh, my sweet, sweet Wolves. Come on, you got to make something happen here. But it's going to be tough, right? I was really worried for them during the Gauntlet, during the group stage, because I was like, man, last chance is going to be so difficult because you can't really afford a single misstep. You know, maybe 1 0-point game, maybe, but you got to be getting chicken dinners on top of that. But let's introduce these teams and take it on over to the Southern WG to introduce the last chance squads.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are the teams fighting for the last chance. From Brazil, Influence Rage. Wolves Esports from the USA. Weibo Gaming representing China. Inner Circle from Pakistan. Force Gaming, Czech Republic. From the EU, Team Falcons. From Saudi Arabia, Gen G Esports. GK Esports from Saudi Arabia. Representing Indonesia, Alter Ego Aries. Team Flash from Vietnam. Burmese Goals from Myanmar. From Brazil, Loops Esports. The pride of Malaysia, Alliance. From Mexico, 9Z Globant. Arcred from Uzbekistan. Papara Supermassive from Turkey. Here are the teams standing in the last chance, and every player knows what's at stake. Who will crumble under the pressure, and who will rise to claim the final 2 tickets for the PMGC Grand Finals? The battle for last chance begins now.
And there are your teams here in the last chance, ready to pull out all the stops. Speaking about pulling out all the stops, of course, we got to give a big shout out to the Infinix GT30 series, the official gaming phone of PMGC 2025. Engineered for precision, performance, and victory, empowering every gamer to hashtag be the one and hashtag outplay the rest on the global stage. Well, guys, last chances here. We've been talking about it. We've been warning teams about it, right? Just really trying to push these squads to their absolute limit, because when it comes to last chance, it is so cutthroat here. I want to see any kind of like, oh, you know, all right, we're going to land in this spot. All that's got to be gone here, Max Man, because this is it.
Look, if you have a hot drop, except on Rondo, permission granted, you may hot drop in Rondo because it's actually good and useful. If I see it on any other map, Niptra, if I see on Erangel, if I see on Miramar, I'm fuming, okay? It should be sorted by now. Look, her eyes, she's angry. She's pissed. Just even thinking.
Yeah.
the hot drop could be happening. So no, that should be sorted out, Niptra, if it happens. I think that some teams maybe have not done enough homework in their hotel room.
Yes, especially, I mean, like when there's 3 days, then it's like, okay, maybe you get like one game where you can do that, right? 2 days? Absolutely not. We don't have time for that. You don't have time to take the risk to have a 0-point game. That's just not a thing here. Not a thing at all, Jukes. Like 12 games is nothing when you really think about it, right? That's 2 Rondos. That's 4 Miramars. That's 6 Orangles. We don't have enough time to do hot drops.
We don't.
Stop it.
Yeah. You know, I think Rondo is going to be so imperative here, guys. It really is, because, I mean, we saw what happened in Group Red, right? Day 1, E-Arena went so crazy, right? Sakura, it was like, what, almost a 30-point match in day number 1. And if something like that happens here, you know, and you segue off those points, Max, I mean, that could lock down your position early.
It really could. Like, it could lock down your fate day 1, right away. So you really got to be very careful how you're approaching the lobby, like the last chance. But man, so much on board. And yeah, this Rondo in particular, Hot Jukes, these points you can get on board are so inflated because of the entire recall system. I mean, Niptura, we talked about it many times. Unless you're DRX and you get a 30-point Miramar, that kind of stands out as an outlier. But are we going to see maybe a 35-point, a 40-point bomb coming on to Rondo? I'm still waiting. I know it's going to happen one day. Could it be today?
I mean, it is entirely possible. I mean, we saw Inner Circle in Group Green, day 1, get the win on Rondo with 18 points. I mean, that's a 28-point game, and the rest of the lobby isn't going to be getting those kinds of points if you're sweeping the lobby that much in the first game. So absolutely, Rondo could be huge, really, really imperative for your final result. And I think we saw that as well in Group Red, right, where it was like E-Arena getting that initial win, that massive chicken dinner with all those eliminations on Rondo day 1 actually helped them secure the top 3 finish as well. So the exact same story could happen here, definitely.
Okay. Top 2 predictions. Who's making it to grand finals from last chance? Niptura, go first. What are you thinking?
Inner Circle and Weibo.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm going with the side of Weibo and Wolves. What about you, Hodrix?
Yes. That's exactly you read my mind, Max. I'm going with a double W. You know what I'm saying? I want to see the Wolves there. I am a huge fan of Weibo, Neptura, especially after seeing some of that Car 98 action. You know what I'm saying, from Order?
Oh, yeah.
So I want to see that bow in the grand finals as well.
Yeah, I want to see that too. We've got to have Sook back. We've got to have Weibo back in the finals. It only makes sense, right? I do want to say shout out to Flash as well. I really feel like Flash could do something really cool here. Again, they really impressed me. So if they make it to top 2, I'm not going to be mad about it. But I do think that Inner Circle and Weibo, I think they do have the best chance of getting to finals.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy you bring up Inner Circle because I feel like we have seen, and I remember also Seven send something similar on his side of things. We did see a lot of presence from Falak, not the rest of the team. I want to see PMWC Noki back on board. We remember how impactful Noki was on the second half of PMWC. We see him back at that level, Hot Jukes. Oh my goodness, Inner Circle could be on absolute fire for this weekend.
Let's just see how on fire they're about to be, folks. The last chance has begun. Last chance for squads to make it and make their dreams happen in the grand finals. Will it? That is the question here, folks. You see these teams, you can see the pressure on their faces, Max, man, locked into their absolute maximum because, you know, especially when we were talking about it a little bit earlier, if you see these squads, if a team really pops off, or if 2 teams in particular, let's just say have a crazy like 2 chicken dinner day each, tomorrow is going to be that much more brutal, Max, because there's going to be some squads that we know for sure are not going to make it. How is that going to change the lobby in day 2, right?
It's significantly because you don't have that position in the middle of the leaderboards where you got a next stage. You know, it's called last chance because, well, guess what? It is your last chance. If you fail here, if you're not in the top 2, your PMGC adventure ends right here, right now. So again, as Seven said earlier, there's no more room for mistakes.
No more room for mistakes indeed, folks. Well, it's time to get this started. Let's go. Match number 1, Rondo. John Allen and Blake, take it away.
Oh, some of these teams have been through it, Blank, but they have to go through a little bit more if they want one of those 2 tickets here in the last chance stage. We're gearing up for another rondo, and we're ready to get stuck into the thick of it. Hot drops, recalls, hot drops, recalls, on repeat for the first 15 or so minutes of this match.
The thing is, I think Rondo is an extremely important map for a lot of our teams here now, because with only 2 days, I think Rondo is going to be your springboard for the teams that are going to be coming in, that top 2. I think if you're not able to do well in the top 2 in this game, it's going to be very difficult for you to maintain pace with the other teams. I genuinely think this is going to be such an important map for so many squads right now. If you're able to get those 28-point, 30-point games even potentially, that is a huge boost to you. Which is why Rondo's a little bit of a scary map to be starting on, because a lot of your game actually relies on this. It's a massive hot drop over towards Neox as well as Test Track. Oh my god.
Oh my goodness me. This is so many teams already getting stuck all the way in here. You got Loops, you got Inner Circle, you got Influence Rage popping in, you got probably everybody else in the lobby right now popping off as well. There's shots firing across this Test Track, across Neos Factory. Redox is sticking the blade in, giving it a twist.
Oh my
the recall
god.
beacons around this area are real hot camping spots right now as well, Blank, but nobody seems to be going for them. Everybody's focused on the inside. Inner Circle busted down to 1. Influence Rage on 2 as well. The Falcons, they're not doing so hot on the inside with Koa looking to crawl back towards Redox, who's trying to get the reload on. The UMP around the doorframe. Federal super low. 7 rounds in the shotgun chamber. That's going to be pretty dastardly, but steps back, looks for the res, tries to keep it calm. There's so much popping off still, Blank, as the Wolves are also in this fight.
It's so funny looking at even the leaderboard there, which was having an aneurysm trying to keep up with all of the elims coming through. Initial knock is good for 1, but not more than that, as Influence Rage will get back up to 4 there. I think Falcons are able to get a couple of elims. In the meantime, the Wolves are still going on the outside. They do have 2 players down, but Resable now. What a massive hot drop. Again, this is what I'm talking about. Everyone knows they need big elim games. So where do you drop? You drop Neox. You try and get as much done as possible. You try and get as many elims as possible. There's no room for error anymore.
I mean, a pie divided 8 ways, though, is really not that much. Unfortunately, every team getting just a sliver. Team Flash seemingly coming through, looking pretty good. They've got 3 elims, all 4 players alive. Currently, 3 teams sit with 3 elims on the count. No teams have gone down fully, which means those recalls will be starting to come on through. The question is where? As I said before, I'm surprised that nobody spotted all those parachutes and looked to start to camp the outside of things, look to try and grab those points on the route out as teams looked for those recalls. Could have been pretty profitable on this sort of 6-7 way drop that seems to have unfolded here on Neox Factory.
Oh, I mean, everyone that might have held the outside inside at the moment.
Yeah.
Shots are going through here. M249 for Federal. As Influence Rage seem to be finding the majority of points here, up to 4 now. Arcred still holding on though, pretty strongly. Diego does get flushed out, and the M249 just not quite enough. There is an off angle there. Easy for Bad Boy, off in the distance. It's Arcred and Influence Rage who have profited the most. Yeah, everyone wants these points. Everyone wants the cash from this drop spot. Like you said, it has been divided so many ways that, you know, there's only a few teams that really benefited massively in Wolves, the Flash, Influence Rage, and Arcred. And that's the question if Influence Rage can actually disengage from this.
That is a big question as well for Arcred in the EMP zone. It's a little bit harder. I think that might just be off to the southwest side of that one. Well, there's a bit of a disjoint between what we're seeing. I don't think it's on top of them right now. Wolves are spotted though. Ooh, easy for Bad Boy. Spots Coops hopping on the hill on the top of the roof there. He will have cover behind the vents on the roof, which means they can go for the res. But Ramses is actually charging in and looking to control this flush, control this res. Coops, I don't think he's been got up just yet, but Batten is ever vigilant, and Ramses goes down very, very quickly. A nice little hold coming through from Batten, not going for the res, but instead deciding to protect his teammate.
Yeah, Wolves much rather get Coops back up. Pretty important player, but Hardboy with a clean angle. Straight shot down the side. That is a double for him. Now looking towards Doran. Oh, that's a nade in hand. This guy went for the 1v7. So I felt pretty confident in him getting this elim.
Nice little find there. And again, everybody going to be looking to get those recalls. You can see him already. The Wolves are on the recall. So it is now just Doran left here for the Wolves. Looks like easy for Bad Boy, the only representative as well for Arc Red. Team Flash are a bit further to the north of this. Alliance are on the south. But no matter what happens here, Arc Red will be looking for the recalls down on the southwest side. They've got Glory all the way down, Blank, all the way out. About 6 kilometers, I would say, away from this fight.
What a pop-off at the start of the day as well. And you sort of expected it to happen here on Rondo, as teams know that this has to be their trampoline. It has to be their trampoline to get higher in the leaderboard early on, create that buffer. But everyone having very similar ideas, it is a bit of a problem. Now, 6 elims is a lot, right? For 6 minutes into the game. It just doesn't seem that way because there's so many other teams who are close to that marker. Flash tops will take down Doran. That's a very long shot off in those apartments over yonder.
Yes, but again, it's just still these extra points just being accrued over time, right? They should be resable. Everyone should be getting back up here. No one should be left high and dry completely at this stage. The points will just be pure gravy at the moment.
And again, I think for these teams that did take the risk, they have profited, right? They have profited. Even if, Arc Red is only 1 elim ahead of the Wolves, what they are absolutely is 6 elims ahead of Alliance, Gen G, Alter Ego, Inner Circle, all the way down to 16th, who all have 0 elims on the game. And this is going to set those squads apart from the rest now going forward, where you, like I said, you get this buffer. So no matter what happens in Neox Factory, as long as you're confident you can take those 3v3s, or at least a couple of them, and still get out for that res, and you've got those reses on lock, there was everything to be gained here for these squads.
Absolutely. They've got a little bit more under their belt now. Arc Red, the major profiteers, they may lose their last play, but they've got 6 elims already, Blank. They can get those reses all the way out on the southwest side. This is a really good start for them. But the question is transitioning into the middle and late game here. It's not infrequently that we see teams get up towards that 6, 7, 8 point margin here on Rondo, and then go down in 10th place, right, on the teams. It is a little bit sometimes not quite the full trampoline that you want, right? So it's about having a good start, yes, but it's also about converting that into a solid finish.
I personally don't think it matters. I don't think it matters at this point. It's like if Arc Red was going to have a bad game and go out in 10th place, they'd have 0 points if they didn't take that fight. I'd much rather they just had 6, right? No matter what happens, it's a benefit. You're finding value from that, no matter what you do. And Neox Factory is so close towards the center of the map, it's a really good position to start moving out from, even if you do cut away towards those recall beacons on the outside. So I genuinely don't think there's a downside as long as you're able to disengage, which all of these teams were.
Well, we'll see if they can tuck those under the belt. But if you want top 2, Blank, I mean, that's a really tall order. You're talking about getting up over, I mean, if you get 120 points on 12 matches, it's pretty likely you're going to be in that top 2. But anything beneath that, it's a very variable part of the table. The top positions generally are very in flux. It's when you start to get down towards where 3rd place is going to be, down towards where 5th place is going to be, that sort of area of the table that is a bit more predictable. But the volatility at the top means that you need as many points as you can every single game. And sure, 6 points is good, but it's not 10, it's not 11. And that's what teams should be looking for here, to set their sights on those sorts of averages to get into a top 2 on a 12-match set.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying that no matter what happened in Neo's factory, it was value.
Oh yeah, it's a profit. It's definitely profit for sure.
For everyone, yeah. 6 points is fine. 6 points is fine. Like you said, it's not going to take you to the top. But for ArcRed, that was a freebie. It's a freebie for them at 6 minutes. It's going to assist them. Compared to Alliance, they might finish out the game in first place, but only get 10 points. It's not going to cut the cake for them. Let's take a little bit of a zoom in over towards the map, at least, which does head over towards Neox. So you do have sort of the de facto winners, I would say, in the Flash. You're able to outlast pretty much everyone else in Neox Factory. They took a little bit more of a passive approach towards the end of that fight. Started third partying a little bit more. They actually have a strong position to move out from going forward. Gen G in a pretty frightening area of the map at the moment. A little bit difficult to play, but they have this small dish. They have vehicles too, which is good. Quick also, first time we see the pickaxe on the big screen.
I mean,
doing his best.
Let's get through there, you know, creating those little divots. I mean, we have seen them be pretty impactful. Normally we see them being generated by the nades coming on through, but he's getting pretty far down there. There's only so far you can dig. I think he might have hit the limit there. But this is it's a decent bit of cover. It does eat grenades, though. If someone knows you're in there, they put a nade on, you're done and dusted.
I feel bad for him. He's told to get digging, essentially. Wolves versus ArcRed. So low right now. He just needs to get out and take the shots. Coops could even wait on the outside, but he's taking a little bit of a blasting. It's just a couple of shots needed, and they cannot find the ones ArcRed was swinging past, but I don't think for long, as the Burmese Ghouls will be all that happy to pick up these points.
They'll be thrilled with that one. ArcRed try and crash out on that southwest side. That transition did not go successfully for them. Now with just the one player left standing, that point is taken away. 4 elims for the Burmese Ghouls. And ArcRed, they stop on 6 blank. So sure, 6 is good. But as I said before, it's not going to be enough for us first or second place.
Absolutely not. I mean, they get the 6 points. They don't go further than that. Burmese Ghouls grab 4 off them. So only 2 points behind that. Yeah, that transition was not great. Not great. I think you know that Wolves are likely going to be making a similar rotate to you as well from where they grabbed the recall beacon. And I think they could have diverted a little bit sooner there. I think Burmese Ghouls being in this building is, I would say, fairly obvious as well, considering it's one of the few spots that are fairly safe on the outer edge of the circle. Weibo makes a great rotate in the early game. They grab high ground.
They have that opportunity to get on through. They're fairly central, though Alter Ego kind of have quite a lot of it as well on that northern side of things. Team Flash coming up against Inner Circle. Of course, these two teams playing in different groups will not have faced each other before, and both very close to that bubble flank. Very, very close indeed. 5th place for Inner Circle. Team Flash just pipped to the post by 1 point by E-Arena. Both of them desperate to jump up towards the top spots. You can see they are taking that fight back and forth. Inner Circle look to be able to get this res as Team Flash now busted down to 2 on the north side.
If Inner Circle, I have big hopes for this team. On their first day, they looked really good, but not sure what happened between then. But the performance seems to take a pretty big downward trend. Again, for Noki, I wanted to see some more of these fantastic off angles. He's a very good player when it comes to taking these 1v1s too, not just Falak on the team. Now Inner Circle looking to hold out the rest of Flash, and Flash desperately looking for a knock on one of these nades, but not finding the angle just yet. These arcs aren't quite going through, and the circle going far down towards the southwest. Suddenly, it's a long journey ahead of them for the Flash and Inner Circle.
They really do have quite a distance to travel. And they have to get a move on. I mean, Team Flash getting everyone back up, that's great. But now getting through this roadblock is tough stuff. It is hard going. A treacherous road ahead. Burmese Ghouls taking shots over towards Weibo, actually, who have been trying to find their way, and they moved Sook up to the middle. But now with 5 elims, Burmese Ghouls having a good time on that southwest side. Looks like they're liking Rondo today. Order goes down to the play zone, so a lot of Weibo not really being able to get in at all here. And actually, Kamikaze has been sat in the middle of this circle for a long, long time. Max brought something up in the chat. He thinks he's on top of that pillar in the middle, and the rest of his team now looking to regroup around him.
Yeah, he's pulling the old Sakura strat. And the Sakura strat, without it, I don't think E-Arena would have made it into the grand finals. Nico, though, does find a good shove towards Sook, which will eliminate Weibo on their first game, despite a decent initial rotate as well. It's a little bit sad. Alter Ego playing pretty central position. So many great teams that could make it to the top 2 here in the last chance. It's actually so unfortunate we have to say goodbye to so many of them.
Yeah, it is pretty nasty stuff, right? Only 2 of these teams, and I mean, picking 2 out of this lobby. I mean, I'm trying to pick at least 5 right now in my head, and it's a really tough decision. And I mean, in the end, it'll come down to who is better on the day, as it always does, right? But still, there are so many deserving rosters who have put in so much work from all across the world. We'll see if, I mean, maybe we'll have an American representative as well coming on through, a North American representative at that, in Wolves, because right now they're top of the pack. The question is, can they keep on to it? Because 6 points this early in the tournament, first match, first place means basically nothing. It's about getting through the rest of this game. Through the rest of the games you have left to play. GK trying to take down Batten. They've already left Morin in the dust, but able to connect a really strong shot with that auto shotty, and now over to Nerzed. Attention flung out wide, and he doesn't have the backup of his team to keep that angle under control. Now they'll marshal their position, though, and play a little bit more towards GK.
Yeah, Baton being down, it's a tough choice now for Wolves, and I think that for them, they are just going to back it off, try head over towards that north side, but they're barreling towards Papra Supermassive, as we've seen. Pretty treacherous in terms of the approach for a lot of squads. In a circle, dealing with the Falcons now, who crash upon towards the building. Initial shots are good, but Ralph does not find him inside the building.
Oh, that is nasty. They can't make that run up, and Koa now trapped out in the cold. Only the one player on the inside for the Falcons. And you got to imagine Redox is going to bleed out. Not a good roll up for them. They had a terrible time on that northern side. They've got 4 points on the match blank, so still a little bit of a commiseration reward, but that's got to feel nasty.
Yeah, for the Wolves also going down, Falcons is a tough approach. Tough approach over towards the southwest. Alter Ego that looks like they might be on for a winner right now, depending on how the south side of the circle ends up. Loops, Gen G, Alliance still trying to make it through. Alliance really struggling with their end games at the moment. Their early to mid game's great. Honestly, 4v4 is not so much, and closing out matches just seems to be an impossibility for them. But the Burmese Ghouls, they're rising in the tables. 7 points right now, 4 players alive. It looks good.
Yeah, they are on the outside of the circle here, Blank, on that southwest edge. And you got to remember as well, this is the first combination that we're seeing of teams from both of the 2 groups that we had, Group Red and Group Green. And that slow style that we saw in Group Red, the faster pace, the more active decision-making from Group Green. They are coming into conflict now. And our teams will have to navigate as best they can. IC looking to hold out against the Boars this time. They're able to do it against the Falcons. It might be a repeat here. Noki may be on for a PMGC performance as Exo now, the last Boar to stand, does get the heal off, but inside the shack, he's still got more to do. Koa also has this outside angle. He'll take shots.
Do his best. I mean, he wants a little bit of revenge, right? Good nade from Exo, but immediately falling to Little Boy at distance. Koa, though, spotted, which is a little bit scary now for him. I think Alter Ego could win this game. And it would be nice to see an Alter Ego finish. I think there's been a couple of times where they get a little bit greedy on their peaks. So to see them close out a game strong will be very promising for their last chance, because I think they've had plenty of time to analyze what went wrong over in their group stage, which was a little bit of greed here and there.
Falcons are down in 9th place. A lot of this middle pack of the table in the middle single digits, right? And that's what you expect from Rondos, but even more so when you have so many teams hot dropping in Neox. It's a little bit disappointing for Weibo, for Boars, not able to extract value from one of the 2 Rondos, one of the 2 potential massive earning games for them. We'll see what the rest of the teams can do. 9ZG, not least of which, because they only have, well, they have 0 points, blank, not a zip on their points tally right now. Up into 8th place, only the 1 placement point guaranteed. They do need to start to get stuck in here.
So the Ghouls looking down towards them. There's smokes all around them, which does set up a bit of a mirage here for Burmese Ghouls to try and look through, but some of these shots are hitting. Yatka also too far away for these nades right now. That one gets a little bit closer, but a good shot from Godspeed. Starts things off stronger towards Melosa, who was the player trying to get closer to get those nades on board, but can't quite handle it. And the Burmese Ghouls continue to truck on.
Against 9ZG, seems like they have things in hand, and 9ZG really struggling to move past the deployable cover. Not enough for them to stay safe from the Ghouls. Soraya spotted, there is an answering nade, and Ichi may be flushable there. He's quite far forwards on the position. Godspeed needs to move in to protect that. The nade bouncing between them, and Gatka goes down as well. Remix able to connect that shot, but again, they're able to reconsolidate. The nade to bounce around the edge, that could be dangerous, but not quite connecting. One from the back line from Collego. That might be a little bit closer. Ooh, nearly gets Ichi down, but not going to be quite the cigar as the Ghouls continue to strike back, leaving just one 9ZG player left standing. Godspeed, though, will get taken down, and 9ZG are giving it a bloody good go.
Come on, Ichi. This is your moment to shine. Looking to take those shots down towards them. They're going for the full reset, but a nade over the top. There's a lot of nades in the hands of 9ZG. This one goes pretty far over the top. It's a nice air burst, but not close enough to the target.
Nade over the top again against Unknown. Collego surely doesn't survive this. Surely, with the Molotov at his heels, needs to try and come up big, but will fall down in the face of the Ghouls, who are up to 11 eliminations now, blank. They're over Papua Supermassive, who had Sakura Mountain under lock and key, but now they've had to descend. They are not so happy in the fight. They've lost Nico. They're down to 2 Kamikaze and lost both. Looking to try and keep things together. Alliance have loops rolling up on them on this southeast side. In the meantime, the Ghouls are looking to push on over from that western edge. A little repair work needed. Alliance fall, loops crash successfully. 8 elims there, and we're on for some big games now.
Oh my days. Absolutely we are. I mean, 12 elims for Papua Supermassive, which has come out of nowhere. Burmese Ghouls with the 11, loops in 8, Influence Rage with 6, but only 2 players still left remaining. What a wild finish this is to Rondo. So many teams trying to push those point tables higher and higher.
I mean, that's how you have to do it. Kamikaze with 6 elims. That's where we've seen a lot of farming take place from up on high. The res actually coming through is pretty big here for Papua Supermassive. They do need to push across, and having all 4 of your players there, 3 players rather for Papua Supermassive, is a massive benefit. For Alter Ego, they're on 4 elims right now, blank, but they have got the only center circle position.
Alter Ego just having a great time of it at the moment. Direct center. Rosemary looking to try and scout out what's happening around them. Good shot from Snape up towards Ichi. I think Burmese Ghouls are kind of lacking on supplies now after that long engagement with 9ZG.
Not too much time to get the loot on board either, it seems, because get ready for the push. Need to get that healing done. Maybe a little bit of infantry management. Godspeed on towards Rosemary. Kamikaze being torn apart, and Law able to shred through them. Papua Supermassive will fall. They're on 15 points though, blank, so a good start for them. Capitalizing on that super duper high ground. Sakura Mountain is theirs for the taking. Loop's now trying to rock up on Influence Rage as well. Law will fall. And that will be the end of Influence Rage. So Loops, with Nilzada knocked in the corner. Look at it go toe-to-toe with the Burmese Ghouls, potentially, around the edge of this one, because Alter Ego still sit in the middle of everything, waiting for teams to step towards them.
It's just so funny to me right now. This is basically like the guy sweating versus the guy singing and dancing off the distance for Alter Ego. They've not really had to do too much. They have just been at a recall, trying to call home. All of their change spent on Rosemary getting to Thailand. It's been good. It's been good from them.
Playing as 3, maybe there's an opening to be made here, but the fact that both Loops and Burmese Ghouls have to make the rotate at the same time, pretty much the same time, could make things harder. But if Loops flex out, the Burmese Ghouls don't have the angles, don't have the challenge over towards them. I mean, that's going to make Alter Ego's life a lot harder. But, again, you need to push towards them. It's slap bang on top of them.
Come on, Ghouls. Now's your time to shine. I have worries, though. I have concerns. Versus Loops. I think they're spotted now, too. Smokes do go down, but it is a nade trap down there. Let's tag on towards Yakka. Godspeed gets out towards the tree, which is great news, though. That little off angle is so important for them. These nades are terrible. That one's okay. The quick switch on the vehicle? Okay.
Happy feet from Unknown. He knows where the nades are, though. Underneath the car, unable to dodge through them. Still a little bit of damage from the Molotov, but they are in the zone blank. With all 3 of their players, they are just going through those passenger seats, diving in, finding their gap. And Loops can't tag on. With 4 players alive, they need to start to transition. They need to start to find something. Burmese Ghouls have got no utility to speak of, and Loops have run their nade closet dry.
Yeah, well, Alter Ego's only got 3 as well. I mean, Burmese Ghouls have nothing, but they've got their guns and they've got hands. That's all you really need in PUBG Mobile at the end of the day. Krypton starts to move out. Has to look for something, but it's a high ground push towards them. Thing is that Loops will be silhouetted first, but it is this 3v4, which is sort of the difficulty for Loops.
I mean, all those nades.
I'm worried for Alter Ego here.
All those nades that Loops put towards Burmese Ghouls, I suppose it's kind of given them a load of divots to play with as well, which might help them against Alter Ego and make things harder. Loops want some of their own, as Nilzada's digging in around the tree trunk.
Really are in the mines right now, all over the place. Second time. I mean, that is the second time this tournament we've seen the pickaxe, and it's in 1 game. So teams using every advantage at their disposal. Yeah, this is reasonable. I don't think any team wants to be the first to face here. It's frustrating, I imagine, for the Loops that they don't get any of those nades off over towards Burmese Ghouls, but that's a good setup on the smokes to deny angles.
Unknown looks for the challenge on Ratto Boy. Steps out. Oh, what's a shot coming on through from Unknown. He saw that peak. Ratto Boy stood bold as brass through the smoke corridor. And he has been clipped, but should be resable. In the pre-made divot, with that pickaxe coming on through. It's always annoying that you can't see the smoke canisters in the smoke launcher on these utility bars at the top blank. We would have known that Loops had a little bit more to play with. Alter Ego, though, flexing out. I mean, I like this, right? They have had the control for a while now, and they do need to pick up a lot of points from this fight. They want to continue to capitalize.
Good shots again from Unknown off a distance. The Undead looking very much alive here in this endgame. As the Burmese Ghouls continue to pop off, dropping Loops down to just 2. 14 elims. It really is now time to arise for the Ghouls.
And they're on 3. 3v2, v3. Godspeed again, not taking a huge amount of damage from the nades, and the nades are all out from Alter Ego. Loops lose Ratto Boy. Krypton able to find the flush. Just Rafinha left standing. As soon as you get rid of Rafinha, all of a sudden the Burmese Ghouls have a little bit more of a clear run here. They have a full frontal fight, and Krypton's low already. Maybe this is their time to strike. Maybe this is their time to arise. Godspeed on the high ground, position known, and no nades to speak of. It's getting to be mano a mano, hand-to-hand combat as Godspeed steps up. He's taken down by Krypton.
Yeah, no chance there for him. Snape's off angle here is so important. I think the Burmese Ghouls likely to go down in second. But this was desperately needed from Alter Ego. I think they held out for quite a while here. They weren't quite as proactive as we liked, but it still earns them big points. But I think it is the Burmese Ghouls to take top pole position there with the amount of points they're able to score. Very chilled out game though for Alter Ego. That's what you want to see. Honestly, a very chilled out game is nice on Rondo and still getting some points off the back of it. You don't want to be the guys who are all inside of New York's factory bare knuckle boxing.
Oh dear, no, that was pretty nasty stuff. I mean, it was... Who was it who was stuck in that hot drop and got towards the end there? I feel like nobody... Loops, actually, were on that hot drop and did manage to get into that third place. So, apart from that, seemingly, mostly, our team's going down in the middle of the pack. But that point denial at the end as well, Blank, coming through from the Burmese Ghouls, could come in clutch. On these short match sets, obviously, those single point differences really do matter. And we'll have to wait and see if that will come into play later on, because there are only 2 spots left to claim in the grand finals. We'll have to wait and see who's going to be able to take them. But for now, Alter Ego, points. A couple more points for the Burmese Ghouls. Let's arise to the desk.
Forget everything you knew about tactical PUBG Mobile, because what we just witnessed in game 1 of Rondo was pure, unfiltered, violent euphoria. Maxman, Alter Ego, get the win in this one, but I think we were the winners, just being able to witness it.
I want to replay this in the cinema in 4K, 120 FPS, because absolute cinema. I know I've been saying that the entire tournament, but the entirety of this PMGC has been unreal so far, and Alter Ego able to take themselves a solid win here. Niptura, sure, maybe not as aggressive as some people would like them to be, but I think they were just passive enough to make sure that win was not going to escape their grasp.
Yeah, they played this really, really well. Yeah, okay, it's more passive. We might have wanted to see them come in with the vehicles and just sweep the edge and get rid of all the rest of them very, very quickly. But I think they played it really well, especially considering they had the only building in the zone. And if you actually look at their vantage point, it's uphill, right? So they couldn't really see over the crest of that hill, and they couldn't know who was there and who was going to be waiting for them if they did get in those vehicles. So I think they played this really, really well, and how they should have played it. And you know what? They got the win. So obviously something worked, right?
Definitely something did go in their favor. But I think some people were hoping for them to third party Loops and the side of Burmese Ghouls, which I was also hoping for the same thing. But Loops, clearly, by how they were playing positionally speaking, they did not want to fight because they were scared of that potential Alter Ego third party. So Alter Ego were just not given that opening. And because they weren't given that opening, guess what? You just hold down the fort and you make it work out. But talking about a fight in a big fort, in the Neox fort here, Hot Jukes. How many teams were in here? Like, in this hot drop? What?
It was 5. It was crazy. I mean, the 3-1 split strat is the meta, 100%. I mean, it's so wild to see 5 teams drop in this area with 3 while sending 1 off to get res Niptura. And I mean, it worked out perfectly because so many teams were able to get a ton of eliminations to start this one off.
Weren't they just? I mean, we saw teams coming out of here with 6, 7 eliminations just off the bat of this hot drop coming through here, and then they get that full reset, and it's just game as usual. It's a fantastic strat that I love that we're seeing come into Rondo. It was those rotations afterwards, though. You're seeing a lot of them here. This field in particular was really rough on a lot of teams. I think we saw like 3-4 different teams fall very early. So it's the field of death, Maxman.
It really was. I mean, it was so cool. So in Neox to see Flash coming in as a third party, they're like, the fight's over. Let's pick up the stragglers. The chances are there's not a full squad still alive. So I do really respect it. But though, I really like what John and Blank were talking about during this game. The pickaxe coming out and is now meta on Rondo, question mark, creating those dips without having to waste some C4s or grenades is actually very impactful. You're just getting a free little hold in these flat terrain finishes. And we saw it used, especially in the finishing moments by Loops, if I'm not mistaken. So pickaxe meta is real. Better than the shotgun. Maybe not. Okay, calm down.
Yeah, pickaxe strong, shotgun always stronger, right? It's so wild to see here, though, towards the end. I like the fact that we saw the Burmese Ghouls just kind of wait out Loops there towards the end because they had no choice. Blue was going to push them out. They did. But look at these points, Neptura. The Burmese Ghouls! 20 on the board for match number 1.
Heck yeah, they are rising up those leaderboards. They are here to stay. We saw them be so quiet in Group Red, right? And then they started to be a little bit more active, a little bit louder. And now in Last Chance, they're coming in with a bang. They are shouting from the top of the leaderboard. 20 points overall. I mean, yeah, Alter Ego with 18, Loops with 16, Papara with 15 as well, right? It is close, but 20 points is a great start to their Last Chance.
I mean, especially happy with Papara Supermassive Blaze. They had themselves kamikaze on that stone pillar for a majority of the early game, and the circle shifts down south towards the stone pillar, and the entire team just rotates, claims that position all around it, and even negate the rotation right, Niptura, of Weibo Gaming that, as we can see on these rankings, only get themselves 1 point. So actually, I really like the use of these stone pillars, really becoming such a strong position if it does end up to be in a mid to late game circle.
Yeah, we've seen it before with Sakura and E Arena, right? They had such a vantage point with those high ground areas with those rocks that they were able to control a lot of the lobby. And I think Papara were trying to do the same thing. The zone did move away from them, but then they actually used that to actually use their rocks as a information point. And so once the zone moved away, they were able to actually just go ahead and go around the south side and clear all those teams that they knew all the things about. So it still really helped, even though the zone moved away. You see MVP there was Krypton, and we move over to the top 4 players. And yeah, okay, it's got to be Kamikaze, right? He was the guy up on the mountain doing all the things. So not only information scouting, but some damage scouting as well.
Yeah, just so you guys know, the MVP has to be on the winning team for each match, so that's why it was Krypton, but I was like, it's definitely not, stats-wise, it definitely wouldn't be Krypton normally. Unknown. By the way, Unknown this game, he had some shots where he was getting literally pre-fired by Loops, and he peaks, and he still gets the elimination. What a reaction time from Unknown, really standing out as one of the top-tier players from Myanmar in the Burmese Gold squad, and Rafina, and of course Kamikaze, as you said. All the information in the world here, able to pop off on that stone pillar position.
Yeah.
Neptura. You know what, Max?
Definitely. Yes.
You guys want to hear a crazy stat?
Ooh,
I just did the math. There was 122 eliminations in the last game.
What?
The lobby died twice.
122 eliminations. Because I was sitting quiet doing the math because I looked at the match rankings and saw 5th place with more than 10 points. I was like, how many eliminations were there out there? 122. That just shows how imperative Rondo is. Yeah. I'm really wondering what's going to happen tomorrow. You know what? We'll speculate that later, right? But we're getting into Erangel, Max, man. What are your big expectations going into Erangel?
Ooh, Erangel? I mean, Inner Circle, right? I always love to see how Inner Circle play on the grassy pastures. I think they play extremely, extremely well. I wonder if they're going to have a little bit of a fight with Wolves on Western Bridge. Didn't happen before. I don't think it's going to happen here. So, but that's my expectation here is Inner Circle, Pakistan, on point. Let's go.
Hey, are we going to see that comeback from Weibo here in Neptura? Yes or no?
They've got to do it now. I sure hope they do. I mean, they're very quiet Rondo, so I think this next game they've got to make up for it. I feel like there's too much at stake here to really be lackadaisical here.
Yep. Don't wait. Pull the trigger. Make it happen. It's Erangel. Will it be as aggressive as the last one? I don't think so, John and Blake.
Hey, look, I hate to stat check you on the opener here, Hot Jukes, but I'm pretty sure it was 90 elims in that last match, which is still a lot, right? Don't get me wrong, that's like 10 elims over the odds for what we expect even from a Rondo, but 122... I think that might be the total points that were earned by the lobby. I'm not entirely sure. 90 in that first game. It got hot on the drop. Let's see if things repeat themselves, because hopefully not here on Erangel. A little bit of return to sanity as the south side plane path keeps us nice and tucked in towards Sosnovka, but still keeps a little bit of access to the mainland.
Is it time for double Sosnovka finishes again? That is the real question on my mind. And I hope that the answer is no, because it is brutal, especially in last chance having double Sosnovkas. Just doesn't guarantee you points. It really doesn't. A lot of it is luck of the draw, where you're able to end up and how quickly you're able to get there, as well as just having drop spot advantage. But we'll see where the circle does go on this. Also for Erangel, you want to get as many points as possible. These are much higher averages over Erangel as opposed to Rondo or Miramar. Cuts in a little bit of Sosnovka, which isn't great, but we are heading down towards Milta, which is a great start for Papra Supermassive at least.
Yeah, they'll have an option to take wherever they want to convert on their pretty big game in that last match as well. 15 elims found, 12 elims found, 3 placements, 15 points total. I'm looking to try and convert. 2 teams on Sosnovka, Inner Circle and Geeke as well. Looking to try and get across. We'll see who will be able to make that crossing, or indeed if they want to. Weibo on that north side, currently still in the car, maybe going all the way up to Severny. We'll have to wait and see. They'll have quite a road ahead of them, and they are all in one vehicle, so they still haven't reached wherever they're trying to get to. The Burmese Ghouls, they didn't win it, but they did manage to sit atop the pack on the points blank. 20 points found. A massive game for them.
Yeah, a really huge game, and we do have an interview with Ichi coming up very shortly. In fact, right now, because he's been performing extremely good inside this lobby.
Welcome to a quick report with the 7WG. I'm joined by none other than Ichi from BG, a team that's trying to mimic exactly what Yangon Galacticos did at PMWC. Go from last chance, get to the finals, and become the champions. Now, Ichi, I do want to pick your brain a little bit, because in that Ronda match, I think we had almost 8 teams fighting in New York's factory. Your team decided not to do any hot drops. You decided to land on a 2-2 split in Hongshan. What was the reasoning behind that strategy?
စာပိုင်း hot drop မှာမစင်းပဲနဲ့နှစ်ယောက် Hongshan မှာဆင်းသွားတဲ့ပုံမှာ strategy ပုံမှာဘယ်လိုမျိုးဘာတွေပြောချင်တယ်လဲကျွန်တော်ရဲ့ target ကတော့အဲ့လို early game fight ဖို့မဟုတ်ကျွန်တော် late game မှာ4ယောက်စပိုင်းနဲ့ကျွန်တော် KD ကိုရသလောက်ယူမယ်ရတဲ့အမှတ်ကိုရတယ်လို့ယူမယ်ကျွန်တော် plan တော့အဲ့ဒါပါပဲ Our plan is not to take a hot drop, but to survive all 4 players until the late game to get as many points as possible.
Well, it definitely worked out with the amount of eliminations you were able to put up. Now, with this amazing match that you have, what kind of momentum can you carry on into Erangel? How is the team feeling?
The momentum ကို Erangel ကိုဘယ်လိုမျိုးယူရမလဲအတင်းအောင်အခုချိန်ခန်းစားချက်ဘယ်လိုရှိလဲကျွန်တော်ဒီ Erangel တော့အရင်ကအမားတွေကိုပဲကျွန်တော်ဒီကပြင်ပြီးတော့အကောင်းဆုံးဆော့သွားမယ် momentum တော့ကျွန်တော်ဒီ momentum ကိုပဲထိန်းပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော် key point တွေယူမယ်အမှတ်တွေယူမယ်အဲ့ဒါပါပဲ We will keep this momentum and we will get as many points as possible in Erangel.
Well, there you have it, Ichi from BG, wanting to be the champion slayers and continuing on to the grand finals. Back to y'all.
Absolutely. Brilliant stuff. Keep that momentum going. It's always tough, though, especially with such a packed lobby, such a stacked roster of teams on the menu. But if they can do it again, if they can keep things under control like they did in that last one, brilliant stuff. They're able to move around nades like I've never seen before, Blank. It seems like they just could not connect when they're thrown towards the Burmese Ghouls.
Good no. I mean, Burmese Ghouls 20 points right now. I think that aiming for a late game finish, I think works quite well in the favor of the Burmese Ghouls. I think that they're most comfortable in that 4-man endgame, personally. Oh, Rosemary going down this early is not great. That's actually very rough for Alter Ego. Currently in second place with 18 points. Like, this is the time to continue pushing further up the tables. That felt like not even a scout down towards that position, especially on this circle as well. You'd imagine there would be a team playing either Milter Power or Mini Milter. In this case, it's Boars, who would probably want to take one of those buildings just in case, for basically contingency's sake. So for Rosemary just to rush that compound, that feels wrong in my head.
Yeah, it is definitely not ideal losing your player early on that east side. Ooh. Yeah, nasty stuff. You know where the balls are. Bad news bears all around. Rosemary not going to be happy with that one. Genji on the south side rotate close to the walls. Actually, the Falcons are getting stuck in, trying to skewer that rotation from the sidelines. Alliance as well, just a little bit ahead of this. And Genji may be happy to play up towards the bridge. The area around this east bridge flank is getting really full of teams, and they're all trying to roll it around and claim some of this land. Ralph goes down, knocked by a player from Wolves. Looks like Genji maybe pulling up short as well. Players are starting to fall. Actually, it's Falcons who lose Ralph fully. And in three teams rotating almost entirely exactly on top of each other. We'll see what more they can do. Narvalo goes 1-for-1 with Claws. I imagine they're both going to try and bunker down together. I think Falcons may be closer for the res, but the question is accessibility here.
Yeah, I think for Genji, it's a little bit easier to sort this fight out. And I think for the Falcons, with just Koa here now and Redux off the distance, yeah, I think this is a bit of a wash right now for the Falcons. This game is going to have to be a case of just set it and forget it. Put it behind you. Likely not to get too many more points, just trying to live out, which is exactly what Redux is going to try to do going forward. He's probably sending towards the center of the zone at the moment, or trying to.
I mean, even the center of the zone here, not super favorable. It's sort of in Milter around that roadblock right now. And the Burmese Ghouls pretty much have control of it on their 2-2 split. Controlling that northwest side, forcing that fight to happen could be pretty good for them. Koa is under so much pressure here, and Quick was on the hunt. Even swaps to the passenger seat to get the spray down. Falcons down to one player. Blank, it's not looking like we're going to see them over in the finals.
I think for the Falcons right now, it's hard as well. It's hard for me to say because I do really like the Falcons, but from how they've played in all of their aspects of this tournament, I have not been impressed, sadly. I think Narvalo's had some really... I think Narvalo is the one player that I have actually really enjoyed watching from that team, and I think he's given it his all and played his heart out here at PMGC. But even for him, this is a case of like that's a long time coming for him as a player to really step up in a big way. But I've really enjoyed Narvalo's play. For the rest of the team, I'm just curious of what's going on within the structure, because Koa is better than this. I think everyone at home knows he's better than this as well. So I don't know what's happening.
It's not great from Falcons on the south side right now with one player left standing. Just Redux is there. We've seen so much from this roster in the past as well. Climbing to last year at PMGC, for instance, pretty similar roster, getting all the way up to what was it, third place, right, in the London finals. But since then, it's just been moving from survival to survival, from not really having the greatest of times as this roster. So maybe it is time to sunset this roster. Maybe they need some new horizons. It's been together for a long time now, unless they think they can pull it back together, which, to be fair, I would greatly respect if they tried to stick with it for another 2 seasons, for another year after this one. There is, and we are kind of already counting them out here, but I think it's a reasonable thing to bring up.
I mean, they're consistently in PMGC, and they're consistently like making it to the top of the tables in their own region. So I don't think it's time to sunset their roster. I worry for them in terms of international success. You went straight to taking them around the back of the shed. I was like, whoa. Well,
you know, you got to make sure that your players feel confident. And to be fair, often that decision may not come from the organizational standpoint, right? It might be the players themselves. And as you said before, it may be that they want more international success and therefore might leave the roster, try and pursue other avenues. Of course, this is pure speculation, and I don't want to give anyone the idea that I've got inside knowledge, but that definitely is a factor in decision-making, right? If you're a player that thinks, I'm better than this roster right now, I'm being held back, you are going to look at other opportunities, and that can really start to shake the foundations of the team.
Potentially. Again, then we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Sometimes Falcons do start out really terribly and able to claw it back, but that's usually clawing it back towards third place, and third place right now will not do the trick, sadly. Alter Ego, Birmingham Schools, two teams that are up towards the top. Birmingham Schools not the team I expected to be in first place after the first game of the day, but what I'm pleased to see there. I think they've improved a lot as the games have gone on. Alter Ego, though, I think that they're a little bit all over the place. I think they have massive potential, though. Massive potential. But there are games where I think they're the best team that makes silly mistakes. I'll put it that way.
I think it might be up between them and Weibo, right? It feels like those two rosters have similar sorts of yeah, we got smart ideas, but then, oh, hang on a minute. Oh, Sook's gone down. Oh no, Order's out. Alva's fallen. Oh, Rosemary, what have you done? It's that sort of thing that seems to crop up for them, maybe more than some of our other rosters. The circle shift goes a little bit further up north, and Weibo actually going to waste no time rotating around towards prison. Burmese Schools regroup off their 2-2 split that was across the road from the north exit of Melta. And they will need to... Actually, they may not need to move for a little bit longer, but up towards Shelter, that's where teams are going to be looking to turn their attention. And the Wolves and Gen.G, they can't leave each other alone, Blank.
Well, they are just hunting each other down frequently. And the Wolves are ahead, so they'll be able to get into the circle a little bit quicker than them. But the difference, in my opinion, between Weibo and Alter Ego is that Alter Ego is willful mistakes, whereas Weibo is just like, oh, we really sucked that fight. But no pun intended. No pun intended. But I think Weibo also has this weird consistency of weird tendency to be like, oh my god, they have just annihilated that team, and that was the most insanely well set up fight I've ever watched. To then go to looking like a 10th place team versus other squads who aren't even that great either. I think that's the one thing that's annoying for me about Weibo, is that one game they can look like the best team in the world, the next they can look like a middle of the pack team.
It's not what you need either. When you need a top two, they're in the contest for one of their 3 spots from their group, but not here anymore. Pause. Moving very close to Papa Supermassive, and Nico going to take a lot of fire, but his vehicle eats the majority of it, lost in the hovercraft. Will bring up the rear there. Looks like they're going to get away with it scot-free and actually leave Boars around the edge of prison, which is a tough place to be playing right now on this circle. In the meantime, we saw Gen.G rock up on towards Arc Red. They've taken a knock towards Arc Red. It looks like it may be unresable. The Satan jumps on in towards Hardboy. Ramses as well, getting controlled by Claws. And there is a little bit of back and forth, to be fair, as Gen.G lose 1, but 2 is the price they'll pay. Hardboy being burnt out of the shack, but Quick is there with the backup. Coming through from Easy for Bad Boy. It is a trade. Once more, Arc Red, they will be burnt out, and they will fall down. I think maybe one more of their players alive in the midst of it, or are they all gone and taken the knee? I think they're out. I think they're done.
Yeah, Arcred's done and dusted in this game. You cut out on the sidelines. In a circle, playing some high ground towards the center of the circle, around where Shelter is. But mostly they are just playing around the Shelter openings. Prison becoming a real hot spot. Hello! Okay. What a delivery.
Fair enough. rotate, though sometimes the rest of Alliance want to roll on in. A little bit delayed, a little bit asynchronous from them, but they get 3 players up to the entrance. Redox, nade! Oh, it's huge for Falcons. And Alliance just... they're gone. They're done and dusted. And Redox is a solo. He's down in the shelter.
Oh, such a good push from Alliance as well. They battering rammed it. They took out loops, and only to go down like that is really depressing. That was the time we were like, yes, loop, yes, Alliance, you're so good. This is what we've been waiting for. Only to get naded by Redox on a bounce. I mean, oh dear. Anyway, that's frustrating. I like that from Alliance as well. That felt like I hope that doesn't dissuade them, because I think they need more plays like that. More aggressive plays to take position in the lobby, and they would have done fine if they just backed off slightly from that angle where the nade comes out. They were taking shots from Burmese Ghouls, but again, like I said, I hope that really doesn't dissuade them from making those plays, because that was a good play in my opinion.
Well, we'll see if that's going to cost them on the nerves front, because Team Flash are making it cost for GK to try to rotate through this open ground. Nerzed just about getting away with it. Kevin across the way, but they are going to slam straight into the balls, and Papra Supermassive and Weibo if they continue on this road. And they can't turn around, Blank. This should be done and dusted with GK. I don't think they're going to get...
Yeah, no, they're going to struggle. They're definitely going to struggle. Prison is way more populated than I thought it was going to be at this point in time. GK doesn't really have too many options to move out. Like, they ever try and push through Papra Supermassive as well as balls, or they pass down to all the sight lines coming through from the Flash. So for GK, this is a matter of time. Good shots from Weibo, though. Actually stealing a lot of these from distance on the northwest side of it. No. Germany schools. Taking 2.
Oh, it's unfortunate. Gen G have been circling around. They're up to 5 elims now, Blank. They've been scrapping it out, but Alter Ego going to chime in. They want the Burmese Ghouls in those final circles with them. They want a rematch. See if they can do it. The Boars sending the hovercraft down on the rocky face there and hopping in, hopping out. I mean, it seems to be going badly for everyone as Papra Supermassive are eliminated. But hang on a minute. No, the Boars actually stay alive as 4 players. And that might be resible. I don't think they're getting the hovercraft back, though. I think that was an invested, sunk cost.
I don't think it needed to be invested. They kind of like tried to drop it on him like an anvil. Didn't do any damage. But it looked quite cool in the moment. Weibo, though, very happy that the hovercraft taken out of commission, I guess. Burmese Ghouls go down to the play zone. I don't know if that's points denial. I think it was. They were around the south side. They were getting cut out by the Flash. Which, at this stage of the game, I am okay with points denial. You know, it kind of feels troll in the other lobbies, but here, with only top 2, you're currently in first place, you just deny those points.
I mean, I think generally point denial is a pretty solid strat. I'll touch on more of that as we watch the Boars try and make their way past over towards Weibo. As Team Flash actually kind of now crunched in behind, right? They do have the option to go a little bit further west, but that would mean pushing over towards the shelter positions for Alter Ego, for Inner Circle as well. For Team Flash, it may be a question of just marching this fight forwards, forcing the Boars to drop themselves off the cliff towards prison. But yeah, in general, I think that overall point denial, very, very valuable strat. We've seen, I think now there was a single point difference on 3rd and 4th in Group Red, a tiebreak at 3 ways on 11th place in Group Green. Very, very close bubbles being fought, even on these 3-day sets. And single points really, really do matter. So in general, I do think that denying points in pretty much any lobby, unless you're playing out 6 or 7 days, is a good idea.
Yeah, it's just annoying to me when I see a team that's in like an end game where it's a 2v4 and you deny the points there. Because there is possibility of winning that 2v4, right? And I think that even if you just get 2 elims, that's still good. That's where it annoys me. There's those situations where even like there's sometimes you get 3v4s and they deny points there. And I'm like, no, just take the fight. You should just take the fight and try and win the game off that.
Oh, Influence Rage, 9ZG. Influence Rage do it pretty well here on the northern side. 9ZG trying to crash in on the museum. Law gets spotted, but a big nade comes through from Lil Boy and a follow-up as well, and it takes them all down. Evaporated on the walls. 2 nades is all it takes, and 9ZG will fall. Good news for Influence Rage. They got 7 elims, Blank, and they're already guaranteed for their extra placement as well. There's Alter Ego now with Gen G rocking up on them. Need to hold their nerve. Remember, they lost Rosemary earlier, but it's all up to Alva now. And Gen G going to force it down into the bunker. The last player to stand, the rest is on the outside possible. Claws, now he doesn't want to wait for it, because Team Flash bearing down upon them fast as you like, into the buggy, into the backseat. But Win goes down first. There's a trade. No, not going to be flushed away. Nearly goes their way, but it will now be more players that Alva was dealing with before on the outside.
Nade time?
Okay.
Time for Inner Circle's move across. This seems like a kind of a crazy and wild swing from them. They do get the initial shot through. It's going very well.
Okay, just Falak the casualty here. Tops now left standing behind the vehicles, looking for more. Falak not going to be flushed out just yet. Bows on the high ground. Win gets the heal off, so now a 2v2 on this small engagement, on this skirmish. Noki wins the first. Win now the last to deal with. He's out in the smoke. He's got the pump action. On this south side, they're not in the zone, and they need to keep moving. One flush found towards Inner Circle, and T24 will spot it, but he goes down to it. Win wants to challenge, and it's Noki to stand, goes for the spray, and it's Team Flash to fall. The rollout works out well for Inner Circle.
Oh my God, what a swing from Inner Circle. Did not expect that. Weibo's still going strong. They held out towards prison. They got 6 elims off the back of that. But for Inner Circle, that gave me a heart attack. Like, it's not, definitely not the most necessary of pushes, but if you want points, you're here fighting and you're confident to take it, just take that fight. It clears out so much space. Influence Rage, though, nice. Reach out from them. They send Law slightly down. They scout out what's going down on that south side. But yeah, for Inner Circle, I don't think it was necessary to do. But in terms of points and just securing the southern portion of the circle, fair enough. Do it.
Taking a look at the state of the lobby. Blank, I mean, Influence Rage, they're converting off an already strong game. They got 13 points last match. They're looking to try and pick up a big one here as well. But the Burmese Ghouls down. They are going to be taking first place. Alva is just going to stand there. And he's now giving the game away. They know he's in there. Falak does take a little bit of shrapnel, but that will be healed up nice and quickly. Inner Circle up to 9 elims here, Blank. On the southwest side, though, they're the most penned-in team. Weibo Gaming trying to find some open ground to play with.
He may as well have wrapped himself in Christmas paper and then tied a little ribbon around his head. It was just an elimination present. Curious maneuver from Alva. Had a lot of time, I feel, to try and wrap out or crawl out into the field. Something, anything would have been great. Weibo now. Looking over towards Inner Circle, but a great shot from Noki. This guy, on some of these off angles, so damn accurate. 600 damage on the grenade on the game already is lovely to see.
Falak sending closer. He's flexing out for them, for Inner Circle. They are just about on the edge of this one. With the res needing to come through from Weibo to keep themselves up as 4. I know that it's not going to get regrouped towards at the moment as well. They can move a little bit more freely on Falak's position. He's really going to take that opportunity. The nade's still rolling forwards, not quite connecting. Zook steps out into it. See, just about dodges back behind. There's another one under the vehicle. That doesn't touch on. Order gets the heal off. Damage is done, but Falak doesn't quite capitalize on a sliver of an opportunity. But when you don't know where they're playing with those 3 smokes out, you just can't be sure.
Those are some of the rawest grenades I've ever seen. Not cooked at all. Spent no time. He let them look at the oven before he set them out. Could have probably had a double elim there if he'd cooked them up a little bit more. It's on a 3-way at the moment with 3 players on Inner Circle and then 4 for 4 on both Influence Rage and Weibo. Weibo has the circle to play around with on this aggressive 2-2 split.
Yeah, this shift could really help them out. pretty effectively. Sook does take a lot of damage from range, and I mean, Inner Circle are just beaten down on this Weibo position. Sook and Order have been through it. Falak, I mean, as you said before, if those nades had been able to connect, this is a very, very different game as well. With the opening of that south flank, Influence Rage, looking to get ready to leave up towards that ridgeline. You expect them to be moving out, and they are going to head over towards this north point of Weibo. With the pressure that's felt on the south side, there may not be enough backup here.
Yeah, it's a lot for Weibo to handle. And gonna get harder and harder. Luckily, Weibo holds some pretty damn strong areas. They've got a small outpost here. I think for Weibo, it's kind of game over right now. I don't know what the plan is. Why sit here if you have no nades to defend with?
Okay, there we go. Order's getting one back out. I think they were just on chain healing each other right there. And the nades now from T24's pocket going to start to chime on in. Probably starting to run a little bit dry. An immediate 1-2 punch. Noki and Falak very, very quickly going down. Influence Rage going to mount their offensive now onto Hero and 33Z. Attention may need to be drawn away, which might give IC some time to get the reses. Diego sprayed 1-for-1. Order is down in the process as well as Influence Rage taking the north side. 33Z trying to charge on in. Back up to the rest of the roster. Goes for it. The double rundown stopped by the buggy, and he falls to the spray. Falak can now get back to his feet. Order, you need to be putting attention over towards that south flank as Influence Rage are moving through. But no, they take the time. They take out Inner Circle, who have done a lot this game, but Influence Rage looking to run riot. Take that top spot of the tables. The passenger seat burnt out though, but it will not matter. A big sweep around, and it's Influence Rage to take the chicken dinner here, Blank. Weibo just could not stand the crunch.
It's a messy game. It's a really messy game from Weibo. I get that they want to wait for Inner Circle to be a little bit closer, forced in by the blue before he starts sending nades, but they just were sitting ducks with Order and Sook there. I like the play from 33Z where he sends away, he leaves Hero behind, so Influence Rage looks to chase. I think Hero gets impatient though and takes the shots a little bit too early, at which point Influence Rage just instantly turn around and put him down, which was pretty damn good play from them though, to be fair.
A lot of solid plays in that one. Some questionable. Alliance, you liked their roll up towards the bunker. You liked that Inner Circle roll up towards that same bunker as well, as they were able to clear out that side of the map, get a lot of points for their trouble. But Influence Rage converting off a 13-point gain into a chicken dinner on our first Aaron and Go is brilliant.
The rage is real as Influence Rage gets their first chicken dinner here in Last Chance. This one was wild. I gotta give it up though for Inner Circle. They made some very bold pushes. I think we're definitely seeing teams, Max, here adapt to the lobby, understanding that we only got 2 days. So we're seeing a lot more riskier gameplay for sure.
Oh yeah, some teams are going to get very desperate to get every single point they can really gather in these matches, and one of those teams was going to be Inner Circle. Really big fight onto the side of Team Flash into Shelter itself. The nades, though, not ideal. Niptura, I have to say, Falak, as much as we love saying how good it is with the utility, here, so much of it was wasted on Weibo. The fact that Weibo just lived against, what was that, maybe 10 plus nades thrown their way?
Yeah.
It's kind of wild.
Yeah. Well, the problem is that he wasn't close enough to them to get those really close range nades. That's his specialty, and he just wasn't close enough, Max. He was too far away. He was like, I'm not Doc, what is this? I'm Falak, and it's just not working. So I did like the idea that he went back to his team, regrouped, got more nades, and tried again later on. So again, it's that momentum, their mentality of we need to push and push and push and push, which is really nice. But Influence Rage, on the other hand, on the north side, just able to 2-2 split out of Museum, wait for everything to start erupting, and then make the pushes they did was really well played.
Great timing from Influence Rage, really. The way they just rock up onto Weibo while they're split and while Inner Circle were also committing to their fight versus the 2 players of Weibo was perfectly executed. I do have to agree, though, with Blank, there was definitely one player there that shot a little bit too soon. I believe it was Hero for WBG that I think he waits maybe 5-10 more seconds and really puts Influence Rage in that sense of false safety. They maybe get 2 knocks and then it completely turned the tides of that fight versus Influence Rage. Luckily enough for Influence Rage, that did not end up being the case, and they do wrap up a Brazilian chicken dinner here in Last Chance, which is always a great thing to see happen.
Max, Jukes.
Yes.
Do we see Little Boy right now? 6 eliminations, 27 damage taken.
Hey, Museum does that for you. I'm not too shocked. Actually, looking at 90 Globin's push, Niptra, we had a bit of a back and forth during this game. I'm fully against crashing Museum on the walls because it's so nadeable. And you know what? Influence Rage, they just chuck, what, 3-4 nades, squad wipe. Like, it's 90 Globin. If you want to crash Museum, that was definitely not the way to do it.
I don't think we've seen a Museum wall crash work out so far here in the PMGC. It's just one of those positions that all these teams just know all too well how to defend against. This one was a really crazy start, though, off the rip, right? We saw some great fights ring out. One thing in particular, though, was this player right here, right? Loops versus Alliance. And you can tell the frustration because Redox down from below with that nade was just too clutch, Max.
Yeah, I mean, I would be disappointed, too. I was like, we didn't even know he was there. Maybe they saw him, like, we thought he was a teammate. We thought he was on our squad, but no, it was Redox from the Falcons that are just... I keep saying this, the issue with Falcons is losing players early game. It just keeps happening, and you don't have a recall tower on a wrangle. Not yet. Maybe in the future, if they add it, maybe you could do these strats. But as of right now, it is not viable. As now, the crash onto Alva, I was a bit scared, Niptura. I thought they were going to do the mistake and give up maybe 1 or 2 players to Alva for free, but no, they peek it correctly, they get the high ground, good play from Inner Circle.
Yeah, some really good stuff. There you go. Little Boy able to take out that really big danger player from Weibo and get that win in the end. It was a messy fight in the very end, but they did clutch it out in the meantime. We look over to our rotations, and it was a weird circle, Max. There was a lot of really, I feel like it's a compact area of the zone, so a lot of these teams are going to struggle for that position. But we see a lot of rotations coming through here, and it's a Weibo on the north side, Inner Circle on the south side, Max. There's a lot going on.
I mean, I want us to all pay attention to Weibo in particular. So they're playing Lumberyard Mountain, northeast of Mill to Power. Here, I was thinking maybe they'd go Prison High Ground, but they knew there were so many teams that were going to wide rotate east of them. So they just, okay, let's go a little bit deep in the circle, wait for the fight to happen between Boars. There was also the side of, there's another squad over there. I forgot the name of it was, but there were 2 squads fighting to the eastern edge. And the fact of moving ahead of them allows them to easily not only just third party them, but also get a really good anchor point in the circle itself. So playing that Harry Potter Tower west of Prison was a very smart play from Weibo. Sure, they don't win the game, but that play alone easily secures them a top 3 podium finish in this match.
Yeah, it really does. And I also really liked the 2-2 split. I'm surprised they were able to hold on to that 2-2 split for so long, right? But it really helped them maintain some balance in the zone itself. So GG's over that way.
Big points on the board. You can see right here, Influence Rage picking up 20, Weibo getting 15. They so desperately needed, especially after having a rough Rondo match. We got 2 more Aaron Gales left today, Max, man. And yeah, I mean, it's so crazy because the hype from that Rondo was just ridiculous, right? Just so much aggression. I think we're going to start seeing a little bit more of that, especially in this next Aaron Gale, because teams are going to start falling behind already. I mean, this is only 2 days, right? You really can't afford a bad game.
Yeah, really. Can't afford to have too many bad matches. I mean, some teams just had a bad game after a really good Rondo. I'm looking at Burmese Ghouls in particular, right? They had a great Rondo. This 1-point game kind of going to be negated by their initial first strong match. Same for Papara's Supermassive Blaze, right? Able to get himself such a banging first performance with double-digit elims. This 0-point game hurts them a little bit, but you know what? They should still be towards the top of the rankings as the MVP of the game is Little Boy, also known as 7 Worlds Gaming's alt account. And he's going to be popping off it. Good game. No one?
Yes,
not laughing.
What a
legend.
legend.
Did not like that.
What a legend. Hey, listen, it's always good to see, Influence Rage pull out a chicken dinner. I think they've been the most consistent team so far, at least for the first 2 matches. I'm really looking forward, Niptura, to finally getting a good look at the overalls, right? Because I think that's where it's going to really just show how crazy this is. And you can see it. Yeah, Influence Rage on top, 33 points. Alter Ego in second with 23rd. And remember, it's just 2 teams moving forward. Everyone else is gone. And look, as we look at the second half of the leaderboards, Neptune, right? Look how far behind squads are already from that top 2 position.
Wow. Wow. Okay, I'm going to say something, though. I'm going to predict that it's really going to come down to that final game tomorrow because the points in the top 5 are so close. I mean, yes, Influence Rage are kind of running away a little bit with it, Max, but look at AE, 23, Burmese Ghouls, 21, Inner Circle, 21, Loops, 19. Like, it's very close right now. I do think we're going to see probably another Group Red situation where it's all coming down to that last match.
Hey, even if you're 90 Globant, you pull a DRX Miramar win, you're in top 2. I'm just, technically it is possible, right? It is in reach of making it up into the top 2 of Last Chance stage. Looking at the top 4 players though of this game, Sook is up there, 33Z. Actually, I really want to highlight 33Z. I know we harp on about Order typically. We talk a lot, especially about Sook. But man, 33Z, those sprays onto the eastern side next to Shelter Prism was so pinpoint accurate. So I'm loving to see 33Z really just shining in this lobby for the side of Weibo. And same for Noki, that, hey, you know what? A little bit of a repeat from PMWC. He stepped up to the plate, redeemed literally the entirety of this game for Inner Circle. It's so good to see these solos just getting these big pop-off moments right, Niptra, and just pretty much saving the day for their respective squads.
I mean, Naki really was the glue that held the team together when they pushed Flash, right? Because he was down like 2 HP. He was able to get, I think, pretty much a full reset, at least back up to a 3-man, right? Off of the back of that push with Team Flash. So he was able to really just clutch it up for his team. We've seen him do it before. He did it again, and I look forward to the next game where he's going to do it one more time.
Dan, by the way, 33Z, that drive towards the end, Max, man, I thought he had that double run over in the bag, but it was just that the wheel from that buggy, the MVP, right? Just stiff arming him right there at the last second, and Inner Circle survive a little bit longer there. But, you know, a great first couple of matches. We're going into match number 3, okay? It's still too early, I think, to start calling like any kind of wild strategies. I think at this point, you still kind of play your game. The thing is, though, like, let's just theorycraft here. If Influence Rage, let's say they win this next one, right? How bad do you think that's going to disrupt the rest of the lobby?
I don't think it's going to disrupt much. I think teams are still going to just play their own game until at least day 2. Day 1 is just kind of setting the pace and setting up the storylines for day 2. So I think that we're not going to see big changes today, I'm expecting, Niptura. What do you think?
I think that if there's a team in particular, maybe in the Miramars, that feels like they have a chance to maybe mess up some rotations or something like that, they may try to do that a little early. So we may see something happen in the Miramars, I think, earlier or later today. But I think earlier than that, no, we're not going to see much other than just teams playing their own game and just doing their own thing.
Yeah, I think you got to go for those chickens. Yeah, Rato Boy, man. I wanted to see him make that play there. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. But you know what? I mean, it's so crazy to think about, right? Because it's just, this is it, guys. This is the last chance, right? 14 teams are going home. So I think if you start seeing a squad run away with it, if you happen to realize like, oh, I'm fighting this team, I think you really got to go after them and try to take them out and stop them at all costs. I mean, we are noticing a difference in strategy, I think, for sure, especially from the last Group Red. The aggression is really high. We saw Inner Circle making some pushes that even Blank was kind of like, I don't know about that push, but I just think it's because of this last chance. They're like, you know what? We got to get eliminations. We got to risk it here.
Yeah.
I mean, when you were talking about disrupting the lobby, I was talking more about like hot drops and stuff. But if you get a flush onto a player, you know it's from a team you want to target and get rid of in the top 2, then that could definitely have an impact on the lobby. So I would have to echo that could be a big issue moving forward.
Yeah, I agree. It's got to be something drastic, though, to really knock them off of their momentum. I want to just shout out as well very quickly is a lot of, we were talking about how different it is, particularly from Group Red, right? The sort of the mentality coming in here. It's much more aggressive, much more risk taking, which I love to see. And I think Inner Circle have really stepped up to the plate. They're coming in with a bang. I think Team Flash in particular, I know I keep going on about them, but their first time to PMGC and they're playing like this, like coming into Last Chance, you would expect that, you know, there'd be a lot of pressure. You know, they're not feeling so good because they nearly missed out, or they did miss out by just a couple of points. And they're like, oh, there's only 2 spots left. left. No, in this game, they were sweeping the south side. They were moving in. They weren't getting tunnel vision. They were third partying and then regrouping, and they seemed very, very mobile as a team. So I would love to see all the teams behave like Flash is, because they are doing so well with their mentality in this stage.
Yeah, it's so good to see a team like Team Flash again, like first time at PMGC, being able to actually get involved in these fights, in this conversation, trying to do something. They're desperate compared to teams. Hodgix do a play passive, but Team Flash, they're not like any other team out there. They're a team that is desperate to be in the top 2, and maybe they're going to try and reach it in this third match of the day.
Let's see if they can. Here we go. A second match of Eric Gale. Let's get this started. Max and Blank, what do you think is going to happen in this match? Military circle?
I guess I'll let you take this one, Blank. Max's opinion matters. Yours matters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Max and Blank. John, you just don't matter here, man. I'm so sorry. So sorry to say it. It's the darn truth. It's the darn truth. I apologize. Just the way things happen. We do have a horizontal playing path here. Very comfortable, actually, for most teams. So overall, so far, the circles and the playing paths, at least, have been fairly forgiving for most teams. I think Hot Juice is right, though, in terms of in a circle. Yeah, the pushes are like